welcome to the greenest biome in Minecraft, the jungle. Aside from being extremely green, these biomes are teeming with life. From parrots to pandas, join me and my foxy friend Millie as we set out to create a treehouse home for every jungle mob in Minecraft. Let's go. Alright, new project, new world, let's go. So first things first, we gotta get our hands on some tools because obviously we're not building anything without them. So just gotta punch some trees, grab some stone, you know the drill by now. And then once we've got this sorted, we can get the rest of our starter stuff sorted. Alright, we finally have some stone tools. Let's head out and try and find some sheep. I'm not sure if I'm going to find many in the jungle, but we are pretty close to like a plains area, so we can go over there if we need to. Alright, perfect. There's at least 2 sheep here. Oh, 3. That's honestly perfect. Are there any more than 3 though? Because I do need a little bit more food. Oh my gosh, a pink sheep. Sorry. I feel like I probably shouldn't have killed that immediately, but never mind. Oh, another sheep. Yay! Oh, and another one. Anyways, that is our food sorted, but to get a bed, we need a little bit more wood and also some flowers for wool, which I'm really not seeing around here. So I think I'm going to have to go ahead and make myself a watering can so I can bone meal the ground. There we go. Okay, that is our wooden bucket. Let's just grab our crafting table and let's get ourselves down to the water. And I don't think I mentioned it. I meant I need flowers to dye the wool so that I can make a bed. Can I make this jump? I feel like yes. Ooh, okay, let's grab a little bucket of water and then let's turn this into a watering can, which will I remember the craft? Yes, I will. So now we can just bone meal the grass like this. And now we've just got to keep hoping, basically, for more poppies so that we can get loads of red dye to make 3... There we go. 3 red pieces of wool to make a bed. And just like that, we are sorted. So let's put our food on to cook with our planks. Let's put our bed down. Then once the sun goes down, we can take a little nap and head out for some materials tomorrow. I may need to make a couple more chests because I don't think that's going to cut it. Alright, before those monsters spawn in, good night. The next morning, I immediately headed underground for coal and iron to upgrade my tools and armor. I also made sure to grab enough diamonds to make a couple of axes. On the surface, I visited a village for some hay bales to turn into bread and gathered an insane amount of oak wood and some spruce wood, then made my way back to camp. So I've gone ahead and cleared this area of jungle trees so that we have some space to work with, which honestly feels like half the struggle out of the way. So that's great. But now obviously we have to build this big old tree before anything else. And naturally we're going to have to do it from the ground up. So we're starting with some chunky roots and the base of the trunk. Now I won't lie, it's actually been a hot minute since I've built a huge treehouse like this, and I'm not entirely sure how to feel about it. Maybe a little nervous? Probably a little overwhelmed, but definitely excited too, because I'm thinking about the end result with all of our jungle mobs moving in and just like picturing the parrots and the ocelots and of course the pandas. I don't actually know if you guys know this about me, but I absolutely adore pandas, and as a kid I had panda everything and an entire room full of panda plushies to match. But just imagining those lounging in their treehouse home is enough motivation to get me through this trunk. I will, however, check back on my motivation in a few stages though, because I do have a lot of wood to work with here. So with that being said, let's get the base of this thing done. I feel like the bottom of this tree is going to be the hardest bit to get right, mostly because it'll be the bit that you're like looking up close, looking at up close the most. Like, it really has to sell the whole tree from the ground level, if that makes sense. Wait, actually, scratch that. I just remembered that branches exist, and yeah, no, okay, the branches are absolutely going to be the most difficult part to build because not only are they naturally kind of awkward and finicky to build, but I'm also going to be a million blocks up in the sky trying to make them look right. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead and appreciate this time spent safely on the ground while it lasts, because I feel like once we start climbing this thing, I don't think our feet will be touching grass again for a little while. Besides grabbing materials, of course. Alright, so here is the base of the trunk. I feel like it looks really good, but we definitely have our work cut out for us. Now that we've got the base of our trunk all sorted, it's time to start working our way up into the actual trunk structure. This bit's going to be kind of more of the same, just sort of placing blocks and slowly building it up layer by layer, but I'm hoping it'll be slightly easier than the base since we're not dealing with all of the chunky roots or just awkward shapes in general. I mean, obviously it's not exactly straight up building because of course we're going for that natural, slightly twisted jungle tree look, but at least for now we're avoiding any wild branchy tangents or whatever, so I'm just going to enjoy this brief moment of vertical peace before things inevitably get a bit chaotic. Also, as a side note, while we're building up, I do think I should probably go ahead and get some torches placed inside the trunk at some point because, I mean, obviously we don't have enough wood to fill in the whole space with blocks, and the last thing I want is for this hollow tree to accidentally become some sort of mob spawner. Not that I'd mind everything being trapped inside the tree and away from me, but I feel like the constant noise from all of the mobs just isn't exactly cozy jungle vibes, so definitely gonna have to place some torches. Alright, we're finally coming up on the final stretch of this tree trunk here, and I won't lie, I am a little nervous to take a step back and see how it's all come together. I think it's gonna look fine, fingers crossed, but part of me can't help but feel like I may have drifted a little bit too far to the left as I was building up. So there is a very real chance that we've unintentionally created a tree that looks like it's sort of falling over. But I do have a plan. I think if we lean a little more to the right with this top section, it should help balance everything out a bit and give it kind of a more natural twisted shape instead of like a falling situation. So let's just call it intentional organic curvature and just keep going. Okay, you know what? I feel like this bend actually adds a lot of character and I'm kind of glad I did it. By accident, but still glad I did it. Although it definitely would have looked weird if we carried on going in this direction, but at least we didn't and it looks great. We do now have to get ourselves back up to the top though because we've got some branches to build, which I'm kind of dreading, honestly. People have asked me before how I do these branches and honestly I'm just out here freestyling. No, but actually I do have a picture of a big old leafless tree pulled up on my second monitor and I just kind of use that as a super loose guide. So I basically just build some chunky curvy branch shapes that kind of mimic what I'm seeing, but with enough wiggle room to just do my own thing too. And the best part is these branches don't even need to be perfect because even though they're a great guide for the leaves, once we do get all of the leaves on there, you literally won't be able to see most of the branches anyway. So it's one of those rare parts of Minecraft building where you can just be a little bit messy and it still works. And at long last, we finally have the base of our tree. Now, of course, we still have to add leaves, which I am also dreading because it's going to be a lot of placement. And also we don't have any leaves right now, so let's go get some. Before anything else, I searched for diamonds to upgrade the rest of my tools, picking up moss, azalea leaves, and glowberries along the way. I scoured the mine shafts for a silk touch book, then I gathered enough iron to make an anvil to add it to my pickaxe. Above ground I picked up some spruce, birch, oak, and jungle wood, as well as a ton of jungle leaves. I also collected red and white mushroom blocks and terracotta. Alright, we are back and now in the danger zone, or the leaf zone, which is basically the same thing in my brain. And honestly, the brainworm that loops in my brain whilst I'm building stuff like this is just keep swimming from Nemo. And it just keeps me calm when I start to get really stressed about leaves because it is a lot of block placement. I also currently have a brainworm of can I get a please burger cheese, but that's completely unrelated to finding Nemo, so ignore that one. Anyways, as you can probably imagine, I'm about to spend an unholy amount of time at placing a ridiculous number of leaves. And because I apparently enjoy making my own life harder, I've also decided to mix in some moss blocks here and there so that I can hang some glowberries from them later. Now, don't get me wrong, it's gonna look super cute when it's done, just like all glowy and magical and whimsical, but I'm kind of already regretting the decision a little bit because I just know that hanging the glowberries is gonna be a nightmare. Or maybe not a nightmare, but it's just gonna be a little bit fiddly, and I feel like I've done enough of that already. But that being said, everyone wish me luck because this is definitely gonna be a bit of a mission. Hello? Where is that coming from? I'm so scared. Why is it so loud? I know it's a mob wearing a backpack with a music disc in it. Oh, that's so loud. Oh no. I forgot to put the torches inside and now I am worried that there's a mob inside of these branches or something. Oh, okay, brilliant. It's a witch. A witch with a backpack playing music. That's like the worst possible one that could be playing music because it can throw things at me that are gonna cause a problem. So let's try and go in up here and fix that. This is really not what I wanted to be doing instead of doing leaves right now. Ah! Ow, no! Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Oh gosh, this would be the worst time to die, wouldn't it? It also feels like it's mocking me playing this music the entire time. Like, please just... You're bothering me in every single way possible right now. Gosh, is this effect ever gonna go away? Oh my goodness. Okay, the music has stopped. I feel like I'm just gonna get hit with a potion again. Ah! Ah! Oh my gosh. Wait, did it poison itself too? It did! I'm just gonna do this. Please just die. Please just die before I die. Oh my gosh, why does the backpack give them so much strength or something? What on earth? There's no way! Oh my goodness. Alright, well we narrowly survived that situation. Oh, let me put some torches in here. And then I'll go to bed and we'll get back to work on the leaves that we barely got started on. Alright, I'm glad that whole witch fiasco is over. Let's get back to placing these leaves. Even though the process of placing leaves is slightly mentally draining due to just the sheer amount that I need to place, it's actually not the worst thing ever once you actually have a base of leaves to stand on because you can essentially just spam the leaves like crazy. With the general shape of a tree in mind, of course. You can't just keep going in a straight line or anything like that. But obviously, it's not the most difficult thing ever. It's just super, super repetitive. I feel like I've placed so many leaves and still so little of the tree is covered in leaves. And I'm kind of concerned at this point because I don't know how many more leaf placements I've got left in me. Okay, we're looking pretty good so far, but the tree is definitely still looking a little bit bold. So let's get ourselves back up there. I don't know why I decided to get down this early because I knew all of this still needed to be filled, but I just wanted to check that this looked good. And it does. But we still need to add a bit more, so let's get that done. I do also think once we get up and add all of the glowberries, it'll fill in a lot of this, like, woody space right here, so we're just going to count on that, to be honest, because I really don't want to have to cover this entire thing in leaves to make it look normal. Okay, we are finally in the home stretch of the leaf placement segment. We just need to run around and add in all of our glowberries, which in hindsight I probably should have done as I was placing the leaves, because now I kind of have to climb around and like remove leaves and just try and find every piece of moss that I placed. And I don't know why logically I thought it would be easier to do it this way because it isn't, but now I have to place the glowberries, so let's get it done. And now with a few of our glowberries grown in, I think it's safe to say our tree is finished. Or at least the base of it is. Now usually I'd just leave the base of the tree as it is, but I do really want to go in and add a few extra details, like some mushrooms and just some little patches of moss growing up the sides, because I just feel like it'll be a really nice touch and help break up the sea of oak logs that we've got going on. And it's obviously going to add that like overgrown enchanted forest kind of vibe, which is definitely the aesthetic we're going for here. So yeah, just a couple little things, but I think they'll go a long way in making the base feel a little bit more magical. Okay, I feel like that's probably enough mushrooms for now. We've got 3 kind of on this side, and then we have 2 over on the back side. I think the easiest way to do these mossy parts is, of course, to spam a bunch of moss, but also just add in a bunch of jungle leaves too to make sure there's like a nice little bit of texture variation too. And honestly, I just remembered that I got some azalea leaves, and I feel like this is going to be a better match for the moss. Yeah, okay, that looks a lot better actually. So let's just continue using those instead of jungle leaves all the way up the side here. And finally, I think we can just balance the mossiness over here and cover this with a little bit of leaves too. And I feel like adding those little details was totally the move. I feel like it's just changed this up so much more because, of course, before it was just very bold. Bold as in nothing on it, not bold as in like bold. Anyways, on to the next thing. So now that our tree is finished, we can finally get started on our house. So let's get the base structure going. So I've got a pretty cool idea for this house, and fingers crossed it turns out like the version that's currently playing in my brain right now. But since we're in the jungle, I really want to lean into that jungle vibe, but not just in the typical treehouse or rustic cabin kind of way. So I'm thinking something way more unique, or at least I hope. The plan is to use a load of bamboo and just other green tone blocks to give the house a more organic, kind of vibrant feel, and hopefully it will look like it just kind of grew out of the jungle itself rather than being built by me. Although it is going to still be very stylized, so it's not going to look super natural. But yeah, we've already got a bit of that magical overgrown look going on, which I love, but I don't want this build to end up looking like a dark oak forest. You know, we're obviously in the jungle and I want this place to scream jungle. I have a pretty clear idea for like the shape and the look of the house, and I think in my brain it's kind of inspired by Crash Bandicoot. Not like the character exactly, but the game's overall aesthetic, and maybe I'm just thinking of the mask in the game. I don't know. But there's definitely something that this is reminding me of, even if I can't quite place it. So when I'm done here, I'm going to take a little step back, and I'm going to need you guys to tell me what you think it looks like, or whether it looks like it could just be related to some sort of game franchise, or I don't know. There's like something, but I truly don't know what it is. But anyways, what matters most is that the house is going to be funky, it's going to be fun, and it's going to be jungly. Alright, so that is the foundation and the frame's done, and you can probably tell right now that this isn't our usual foundation and frame, and we've got to figure out how to connect these things up with these blocks right here. So I'm going to start in this corner here and just build these up with some moss and terracotta. Then I'm just going to mix up these different blocks right here, and hopefully it'll all just come together and look really good. And that's all we can hope here. Over on this side, I'm adding in a little bit of birch wood, and honestly, it's kind of giving bananas, I feel like. Like, this is like the center of the banana, obviously, and then this is the peel, and then this is the little green bit on top. Anyways, enough of sounding insane. Let's finish this wall off. So let's build this up with some of the yellow bamboo. Just like this, and then add in the birch on this side. And then we just need to join up these two sides all the way across, like this whole area, and it's pretty much just going to be the walls and the roof done at the same time, which is more than I could ever ask for, honestly, because I really don't enjoy doing roofs that much. Okay, now that's all joined up, I definitely want to add in like a little triangle in the middle, because I feel like we just need a little bit more drama here. Okay, now this is the finished house. Please tell me what you think this looks like because it is bugging me so bad. It definitely looks like something, right? But anyways, the sun is going down, so let's get ourselves back to the ground to take a nap, and then we're gonna have to head out for some more materials because I am running scarily low on everything, honestly. I topped off my spruce, jungle, and bamboo woods before setting out in search of lime terracotta. Once that was sorted, I picked up some azalea leaves, glowberries, cobblestone, iron, coal, and moss. I headed back above ground for some wheat and some sand for glass, then spent the night killing skeletons for bone meal before heading home. Alright, we are back and ready to add some details to this thing. So I'm just starting by adding in some of these, what are they called? Pillar trims. And then in between all of these gaps, I'm going to add in some spruce fence gates. Let's go ahead and add these to these sides as well, just like this. And then let's add in our fence gates. And now with those parts done, let's add in a little bit of extra detailing on the roof parts. And finally, we're just gonna grow a bunch of glowberries to make sure this place is lit up nicely within the jungle theme. Here's how we're looking with those final few details done. Now we can get to work on the interiors, and as you can see, they're kind of a strange shape, so it's gonna be kind of hard to work with, but we'll see what we can do. So here is where we landed with the interiors. Of course, it's not as detailed or like as many things as I would usually put in an interior, but I feel like it still looks really, really cute. So over here I managed to get a little bit of storage put in and our chipped mod table and our normal crafting table. Then we obviously have a little bedroom and living room area plus a little bed for Millie, which on that note, where even is Millie? Well, that is definitely not Millie and neither is that. I'm gonna check over here through the trees because I think the last time I saw her she was taking a little nap over here, so hopefully she's not too far. I'm hearing some rustling. Oh! Okay, there she is. Let's grab Millie if she'll let me. Thank you, Mills. And let's take her up to our house so that she's nice and safe up there. And I know a fox technically, or just literally, isn't part of the jungle mob variation, but I feel like it's kind of fitting to have her be the first mob in here. And just like that, Millie pretty much has her own home here. Although I am quite worried that she's just gonna run and jump over here. I did put some trapdoors in, but I'm pretty sure that she can jump trapdoors. But she hasn't attempted to. Oh! And she's gone. Okay, never mind. I guess we'll just have to get her in here another time. But for now, it does look like the sun is starting to go down, so let's go to bed. Now, obviously, if this tree is gonna be home to both me and a whole bunch of animals, we're gonna need a little farm set up too, and sure, we could just pop a little farm down at the base of the tree and call it a day, but honestly, where's the fun in that? So what I'm thinking is a hanging farm suspended right off the side of the tree itself, and I just feel like it's gonna look super whimsical and just a little bit unhinged in the best way, but definitely more exciting than just a flat patch of farmland on the ground, right? Right, so that is the outlines for both of the little farms done. Now let's just add in one of these and get ourselves back up on top. Now we just need to fill in this hole with our trapdoors and then we'll top them off with some dirt. Now before we get to adding all of the actual fencing and stuff, I do just want to add these bits right here to make it look like it's hanging. So that's those ones done. This is really, really scary having to look up and jump at the same time. On the edge of something where, oh, look at Millie, she looks so cute. But on the edge of something where if I did fall, I would definitely die from this height. Okay, cool, and now that part's done, we can get to work putting in some fences between some of these posts, and also, obviously, fence gates. Then on top of each of these oak fences and fence gates, we're going to add in some oak trapdoors. Oh, okay, wait. Those are the wrong ones. They probably would have looked fine, but it wasn't the ones that I planned to go here, so I've had to switch them out for just the vanilla ones. And with those all done, I just need to create an infinite water source right here so that we can fill in all of the stair blocks with some water. And then of course we can till all of this land and turn it into farmland. Now let's get rid of this water source and all of this extra dirt. Then we can just fill in this hole here with some water and of course get this land tilled. Now that it's morning again, we can jump right down and just plant all of our wheat. And then eventually, of course, the wheat will grow in and we'll have a completed farm, although it doesn't seem to like these few pieces, and I guess it's just technically too dark under there or something. Why is that not working? I don't know, but I still have to add some lanterns and whatnot in anyway, so I'm hoping that fixes this issue, because that's so strange. Phew, okay, that is working now. Thank goodness for that. Now I just need to hang some glowberries and some azalea leaves and the flowering azalea leaves, and then our hanging farm should be pretty much complete. Now, it's kind of hard to see from down here, but that is our farm completed. Right, we are now on to our first critter's house, and that is going to be the panda house. So let's start by building out a little platform so that we have somewhere safe to build from. And I've also taken out a big chunk of the branches so that when we build the walls up and stuff, we actually have some space inside of the house, because the trunk would take up a lot of space, or the branch even. So now that our little platform is added, I'm just going to run around and add some extra details by adding in these bamboo blocks all around the edge. Then let's just add some extra details by adding in some of these trapdoors on a couple of these blocks. Now with those done, let's add in some railings, starting with some posts on each side. Then on the outer part of each post, I'm going to add a couple palisades and a fence gate. And also either side like this. Then for the rest of the gaps, we're just going to use fences as normal, like this. With those done, let's get started on the walls. So what I'm going to do is just go around and sort of mark out the walls first, just to make sure they're all in the right place. And I've also got to make sure they're sort of mixed up, because we don't want too much of the same next to each other, because we want it to look like textured. Alright, let's build up these walls. So our platform and our walls are pretty much done, and of course they're looking very, very boring right now, but we're gonna get up onto the roof and come up with a little bit of a design, and hopefully it looks a little bit better. I think what I'm gonna do is attempt to do the outline of the roof first, and then I'll fill it all in with jungle planks afterwards, but honestly I don't really know 100% where this is going. I'm just hoping that it looks a little bit better than the current circle of green that we have. Okay, it's kind of hard to see from this angle, but I feel like if we do this on all of the 4 points, it might look really cool. So I guess let's just copy that whole situation onto this side, and hopefully once it's all filled in, it looks a little bit better. Question is, what did I even do right here? Oh, okay, wait. I think I've got it. Okay, it's kind of hard to get a good angle of this, but I have done the entire outline of the roof, and I think once we get the other blocks in there, it will look pretty nice. Ouch! Let's start by figuring out filling in this quarter of the roof, and then I should be able to replicate it on all the other 3 quarters. So I'm gonna do stairs either side, then we're gonna do like a whole block situation in all of these areas. Then right here, let's do some stairs. Is this gonna work how I'm expecting it to? Probably not. Oh, never mind, that was fine. Then next to these stairs, we've got to go for some slabs, or to be honest, we probably could have used the whole blocks, but never mind. Then let's do another one of these and add some stairs on top of those. Now in between each of the stairs, we're gonna do a full block, then top that off with a slab, and also do another slab right here. And since the sun's going down, I feel like that's a good moment to take a little step back here and see what we're working with. Made a very poor jump right then. I feel like that does look pretty good and will look great once we have the whole thing figured out. And also I feel like we should add some more of the spruce on the top here to just tie it in a little better. But first, let's get ourselves to bed. Okay, with the roof all filled in, let's add in that spruce that I talked about, and then we can get to work on some details. So I was thinking it could be really cute to have like a little porch situation on the two sides that we're going to use as our exit slash entrance. So let's just build our way up right here so that we can get on top of these posts. And let's try and make this jump. Oh, okay, we made it. And let's add in a couple stairs. Then on the edge of the stairs, let's do some signs and join this up with some slabs. And a trapdoor. Now that one's done, let's go over to the other side and do the exact same thing, but let's also remember to put in one of these for our little entrance details. Then in this corner here, I'm gonna add in some glass and a little bit of spruce to surround the glass. That isn't quite what I wanted there. I want to double up the thingamabobby, the trapdoor, but it's not letting me. Okay, there we go. And with a little bit of lighting, this is how we're looking. But we are running a tiny bit low on resources, so I think it's time to head out again for more materials. I headed back underground to top off my coal, and iron, and diamonds to repair my axe, as well as to bone meal azaleas for leaves. I then picked up some clay for flower pots, and back above ground, I topped off all of my woods and ventured home. Okay, we are finally home and wrapping up this little panda enclosure. I've just added all of the extra awnings or whatever, the porch things that I was building. And now I'm just gonna run around and add in some flower pots with some bamboo in them. And I feel like even though this entire thing is technically covered in leaves, I just cannot resist adding a few to the actual build itself. So let's just add a few to the front and also maybe a few down below or like hanging off the edge. I kind of want to add some here, but I guess I can't because there's other stuff in the way. You know, I honestly feel like adding those extra leaves and of course the flower pots made quite a big difference to just the whole vibe of this thing. But now that that's done, we can head out and go find some pandas, which may be really easy or maybe really difficult. I have been through the jungle quite often, obviously, because I've been getting materials, but I can't say I've seen any pandas. So, wish me luck, guys. I think our best bet is obviously going to be by some bamboo, but unfortunately there doesn't seem to be much bamboo on this side of the jungle. So we're going to have to try this area over here and just absolutely hope and pray that there's bamboo or at least just pandas anywhere. Okay, well, there is definitely bamboo over here. No sign of a panda just yet, but I feel like once we get up to the main area, we might have a little bit more luck. Ah! Oh my gosh. Oh, it's a playful panda too. Oh my goodness. Okay, wait, what do I need to do? I think I need to feed them bamboo, right? Is it angry? It definitely looks angry. Oh my gosh. I haven't seen a bamboo in Minecraft. I mean, I haven't seen a panda in Minecraft in so long. I forgot that they do that. That guy is definitely mad at me though, but let's give this little playful one a couple bits of bamboo. Oh wait, actually, oh, they've had a baby. They've had an angry baby, but I think that that one might actually not be mad at me. Is it just because I gave it bamboo that it's following? Let's find out. This is literally that don't talk to me or my son ever again thing. But I think we're safe. Is this one gonna follow me or is it stuck? Look at these guys. Oh my gosh, they are the cutest thing ever. Okay, so it is a little bit of a trek back to our tree. I wonder if we can even see it from here. I feel like no. which is pretty crazy because it is a gigantic tree. So we've got our work cut out for us because we've got to get 3 pandas across a little like valley basically, but I'm sure we can do it. So I've had to resort in carrying these guys back to the base because leading them with the bamboo does work, but it takes forever. I know I can't really run very fast whilst I'm holding these guys, but it's definitely a lot quicker than waiting for them to follow me. I actually cannot get over the fact that we're gonna have pandas living here. But I also didn't really think about how I'm gonna get them up to the top, because of course I could carry them in like a waterfall, which is how I get up and down from here, but I think we probably need a good way to get them up there. So to theoretically make life a little easier for both myself and the pandas, and honestly the rest of the animals, I've decided to build a spiraling staircase that wraps all the way up to the top of the tree. Now, don't get me wrong, I do love the water bucket and parkour situation, but I think having an actual staircase is just going to make things way more practical in the long run. Will it actually save me time overall? Probably not. In fact, I'm probably about to spend a lot of time building this staircase, but it is going to be worth it for the aesthetic and just the pure convenience of not falling to my death. Or not falling to my death, but potentially falling to my death every time I want to go to bed. So let's get this staircase done and see what we can do with it. I do think it's just going to be such a cute and functional little addition though, and I feel like as well it's going to make the whole tree feel like a proper home. So, as you can probably guess, I spent the rest of the day placing down oak slabs to get the base of our spiral staircase in place. I did just kind of go mute and really lock into getting it done, but honestly, I was kind of bracing myself for it to take forever. However, it actually went way quicker than expected. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was still a lot of placing, but once I got into the rhythm of just spamming the slabs, it was honestly kind of therapeutic in that classic Minecraft way. Okay, so honestly, the farm is kind of in the way of our whole staircase plan, which isn't the end of the world, because what I've done here is just added in a bunch of other blocks and some ladders to just get us up these final few stages without needing any extra help. But since the sun has officially gone down, let's get ourselves to bed and we'll add our details to our... what is it called? Our staircase in the morning. Goodness. I feel like that staircase definitely fried my brain a little bit there. So here's how the staircase is looking from a distance. It looks really, really cute, but I think we can make it cuter by adding in some leaves and stuff. In a few areas, I'm quite literally just going to spam these flowering and normal azalea leaves, and hopefully that just adds a little bit of extra like nature vibes to the area, because right now it does look a little bit strange just having these like slabs spiraling up the tree without some extra detail. So of course, this is what we're doing, and hopefully it gives the vibe that we're looking for. Okay, let's get back up our little viewing tree here and see how those leaves have made a difference. And the answer is... okay, yeah, I feel like that has actually made a really big difference in just tying it into the build a little bit better. Now we can go ahead and grab those pandas and finally put them in their base. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea where the playful panda is, because I think this one here is the baby that is obviously now grown up, because I think this is the other angry one. So where is our playful one? Oh gosh, I hope she hasn't gone far. Oh my goodness. Okay, I really thought we weren't going to be able to find her, because look how far away from the build we are right now. I literally feel like I'm the luckiest person ever for even running into her over here, and she's just getting further away. Where are you going? Alright, let's just pick her up and take her all the way back home, because I don't think I have the strength to lead her all the way there with bamboo. Alright, let's get these cuties up to their base. Are they gonna follow me? That is a great question. I feel like I just need to make sure they've all had some bamboo. And hopefully they do follow me. I can just carry them, but I feel like that's not as fun. I'm just picking them up. I don't have time to be doing all of that because I've got so many more animals to get up here. I feel like maybe I should add some lighting in here and probably some little bits of bamboo, but for now, let's just close the door. I don't think he'll be able to fit through here anyway, but just in case. And let's go get some friends for him. Now, I will say it's faster to get up using these stairs, but it's definitely not faster to get down. But I'm still going to use them because I did spend a little while building them. Not as long as I thought I would, but still a while. Where did the other one go? Because that one was like partially up. Oh, there it is. Although I am gonna grab this one because it looks like she's on the run again. Oh no! Goodness, see, that's what you get for running away. I can't keep you safe if you're not in my house. Okay, that is panda number 2. And finally, panda number 3. So let's give them all some bamboos so that they feel nice and happy in their new enclosure. And let's get some decorations in here. Okay, I haven't done anything too crazy. I just switched out some of these blocks for podzol and I added in a little area for our bamboo. Now hopefully these guys will be super happy in their new enclosure despite looking a little bit angry about it. At least I know this one's having fun no matter what, because all she does is just roly-poly repeatedly. Apart from right now when I'm talking about it. Oh, there she goes. So now let's get some well-deserved sleep and we'll move on to the next animal tomorrow. Next up, we have parrots. So let's get started on the base of a house for those. Now, obviously, for the parrots, I feel like it would be borderline illegal not to make them a big old hanging bird cage. I mean, come on, it's basically just like the dream setup for a jungle parrot build, but that being said, I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to use glass panes instead of actual bars or fences just to make sure that they don't fly out immediately once I place them down in there. Now, I will admit I'm probably going to feel a little bit guilty about putting them inside what's essentially a cage-shaped greenhouse, but from a concept and aesthetic standpoint, I feel like it's going to look so cute. Now that we have all of our glass in, let's add in some fences and palisades right here and then put a roof on this thing. To start the roof, I'm just going to do a little bit of oak slab and then I'll build up a little bit more with glass to create a dome. Now all that's left to do is add in some details with these pillar trims. Oh, not there. And of course, I need to add some rope here to make it look like it's actually connected to the tree. I guess this could technically be called an aviary, but anyway, the base structure of the aviary is done. So let's go get some more resources and then we can finish her off. I topped off my iron and coal and then set about gathering glowberries, azalea leaves, and moss. Once that was done, I topped off my jungle wood, ferns, and spruce wood. Some mud and bamboo later, and I was heading home. So I'm just going to finish off the details here by, of course, adding in a bunch of leaves at the bottom and maybe some at the top. And I'm also going to hang some glowberries from these bits. I am going to have to sort of build up like this with my leaves though, and sort of work around the thing and then get rid of the leaves. And yeah, this is gonna be not difficult, but just a little bit tricky. And just like that, we have our completed bird cage. Now let's go and try and find some parrots, and ideally I want to have one of each color, so we better get to hunting. We did see a gray one, I believe, over here, but that was a long time ago now, so I'll be surprised if it's still hanging around. Other than gray, I think there are 4 other colors, which is like an electric blue kind of color, maybe like a green blue kind of color, a green, and then like a red color with a bunch of other colors going on. I don't know, that is just my memory, but my memory could be very incorrect. But it does look like that grey parrot is nowhere to be seen. So let's get further into the other half of the jungle and let's see if we can find some parrots. I did just hear a very faint whistle, but I can't really tell where it came from. Oh, hang on. Maybe it wasn't a whistle? Maybe it was just a chicken. There's no way I mistook a chicken for a parrot. Oh, wait. I saw a little flash of blue. Oh, there it is. Okay, hang on. Do you want some seeds? Ah, there's 2 of them. Unfortunately, not two of different colors, but I'll still take both. If they'll have me, that is. I guess they don't want to be my friend. Or they just really want to eat my seeds. How did I only just get that advancement? I just got the pandas. Do they not become your best friends when you do that? I guess not. All right, we have, I do feel kind of bad. You can have some too. But we have 2 blue parrots. Now let's look for some other colors. The only problem now is that I'm not going to be able to hear if there are any other parrots nearby because I'll have these guys following me and they'll be making all of the noises. Ah, I see red. Okay, there is our red one. Oh, immediately wants to be my friend. So now we're looking for our green, our sort of tealy color one. Oh, we've got another chicken. And we are looking also for the grey one. Goodness, where are all of the parrots? I guess it's kind of hard because we're right on the edge of like a normal tree biome and not the jungle, so they're not spawning as often. Perhaps? I don't know. Is that another chicken? Of course it is. Oh wait, maybe I did see a parrot. There's literally one right here just blending in with the leaves. Let's give this guy a little bit of seed. Oh no, please don't fly away. Alright, we've got green. Now we need the colourful bluey green one and the grey one. Ah, I see the grey one. Okay, you are coming with me. Any more parrots flying around? Other than my own 5 parrots that I currently have. Wait, are we missing one? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're missing the other blue one. I mean, like the other blue one that looks exactly like this, not the... Ah! Tell me it. There we go. Okay, wait. We have all 5. We have all 5 colors, but we have, like I said, lost one of these guys, which isn't the end of the world, but I do feel kind of bad because I'm not sure how they got lost. But I guess we can make our way back to our base. Oh, looks like it's all the way over there. Brilliant. I wish I could fly. Thankfully, the other blue guy did eventually join us, but we're back at the base now, so let's get ourselves up to their base and get them shut inside. Oh, my goodness. Hello, Millie. Alright, let's climb this. The nice thing is I won't have to carry all of the parrots because they will just follow me. And hopefully they'll all just come into here, although it doesn't look like they're going to. So maybe I will have to just carry them inside of the walls. Where are our other parrots? Okay, let's grab this guy. Then let's grab this guy. Oh, completely forgot to make that one sit down. I feel like they're kind of bugging out on top of the, oh, hello? What just happened? I think they are bugging out on the... Oh no! Oh! Oh, it's stuck. Okay. Let me just... Oh, okay, never mind. These guys are trolling me right now. What is going on? Okay, you come with me. Put you in there. Make sure you're sat down. And where's our green guy? There he is. Let's grab him. Ooh, okay, that was a little bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be, but we do have every type of parrot now. Let's close them in, although I do kind of want them to be able to fly around. Oh wait, no. Oh, they're not going to be able to because they're just going to follow me around. Okay, well this feels a little bit depressing, but I am just going to have to leave them sat down in there because otherwise they're just going to teleport immediately out as I leave the area. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have tamed them and I probably should have just picked them up and carried them all the way home, but that would have taken me forever, so I didn't do that. Anyways, that is our parrot base complete. Let's move on to our ocelots. I'm not gonna lie, I have saved the ocelots for last because I am not looking forward to having to try and catch those little guys because they are fast and they're also not tameable. But I think once you feed them something, they like trust you so they don't run away so much, but just catching them in the first place is gonna be really difficult. So with the platform all done, let's build up our walls. So I'm just gonna do the little outline first, just like this. And then let's make these walls 2 blocks higher. Now for the roof, I did think of just going with a normal sort of dome shape, but I also think it would be really nice to add in a kind of, not a dome shape, what is it called? Like a slanted shape instead, just to mix things up a little. And with that done, I'm just going to fill in the rest of this roof with moss blocks. I added some ferns and bone mealed them to make large ferns and some bamboo to the roof, but now let's just finish off our extra details by adding in some, well, this isn't an extra detail, this is a necessary detail, a door. And then adding in some bamboo either side of the doors. And of course some fencing so that it's a little bit safer up here. And just like that, we have a completed ocelot base. And unfortunately, we do have to go and locate the ocelots now, as well as catch them. So wish me luck, guys. Similarly to the grey parrot, I did see an ocelot running around here right at the start of the project. But again, I'm going to be very surprised if it's still running around, and it just definitely isn't. So we're going to have to run around the jungle and just hope to see one. And now that I'm thinking about it, ocelots eat fish, right? That's what I'm going to need to use to make it trust me, and I don't have any of that. So if we see one, I think I'm just going to have to try and carry it with my carry mod, and hopefully I can catch one. Guys, don't panic. I am looking at an ocelot right now, but I really don't know how to capture it because it's like it can just sense that I'm here. Maybe if I crouch, let me just slowly approach this thing. I don't want to uncrouch because I feel like it's going to scare it away. Okay, well, I've officially lost it. Where did it go? Wait, is it there? Is that it? Oh, that looks like it. Okay, hang on. We might be fine here, guys. Oh my gosh, this is going to work. Ah, no, no, it saw me. Come back, come back, come back. I've got it. I've got it. I've got it. I've got it. Whew. Okay, that was only a tiny bit stressful. I feel like I do need to find a second one because I feel kind of bad just leaving it on its own. Am I even going the right way home? 1 second. Oh, yeah, okay, we are going the right way. Perfect. All right, that's ocelot number 1, safely in the hut. Let's go find you a little friend. Guys, I actually feel like this crouching method is working because there is an ocelot here, even though you can't see it. It definitely did just walk past me, and it didn't immediately run, look. Oh, wait, no, that looked like it spotted me for a second there. But it isn't running fast, so at least we may be able to catch up with it if it would just stop walking away. I'm gonna run, I'm running, I'm running, I'm running. Oh, wait. This is fine. Ah, oh, no, no, come back, come back, come back. Okay, I got it. Oh, you know what? That was actually just so much easier than I was thinking it was going to be. As I was saying though, I was putting this off for so long and it turned out to actually be really easy, which I feel like is quite a common occurrence with me. I just think that everything's going to be super hard and it just never is. What do you think, Mills? Would you like to have this one as a friend? Alright, well, I'll go put them up with the other ocelot because that one is probably pretty lonely up there right now. And there is ocelot number 2. Ah, no, don't go away. I'm so glad I closed that gate. Get back in here. Okay, I'm gonna have to pick them up to put them back in. But that is our ocelot base complete. Get back in here. So now that's all done, I'm gonna take a quick nap and then we'll head out for some more materials tomorrow and then we can wrap this whole thing up. I headed back underground one last time for iron, coal, azalea leaves, and glowberries. A little more oak and jungle wood later, and I was heading back to wrap everything up. So I think it's about time that we officially connect everything up with some bridges and ladders. And I'm gonna start by connecting our house up to the ocelot house, and I'm also connecting it to like the roof of our house because I feel like there's no other way to make it look good without doing it this way. So we're gonna have to enter the ocelot house through the roof of our house. So now we have all of those in place, we should be able to just place a ladder on the front of them and that'll be our way up to the ocelot house. Oops, gonna have to edit this piece though because obviously we can't place one of those on that. There we go, okay. I've just expanded this little platform slightly and I'm just gonna add in some of these trapdoors so that we have a little bit of fencing. And it's not ideal, but we do have a way up and down from the ocelot house now. Next up, I'm just connecting the farm to the house officially. Of course, we had that other just thing of ladders right here, but I feel like we need something a little bit cuter. All right, with that sorted, let's add in our ladders. And then for this bit, let's make sure all of these are up and then we can fill in the hole. Or can we? I feel like maybe not. Okay, never mind. We can't fill in that hole, but we can fill in this hole. And now let's add in some railings. Last but not least, we're connecting the birdcage up to the tree. And of course, it does feel a little bit counterintuitive to have this connect up to the tree like this because it's meant to look like it's floating, but also, I don't know. I feel like it just needs to be connected to the tree because otherwise they're just sort of floating in the abyss forever and we'll never be able to visit them. Then of course, we just need to add the tiniest little bridge ever to connect up our panda base to our home base. With all the bridges done, we can now add in some lighting, and then once the lighting's done, we'll be able to see what we need to do to just wrap this thing up with some final details. So I just added in this little extra bit of stairs right here because I feel like it looked good to have a little bit of support and just a few more glow berries. And to be honest, I feel like we're done. So it's probably time for an official grand reveal. So that right there is a treehouse. I promised you a treehouse and look, there it is. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, my name is Em, this is Millie, and you have all been amazing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.